We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a late night edition of Vikings Uncensored. We've gone through week one. We are approaching week 2 of the NFL season. A lot of stuff coming up
there, Rhino. I got one question for you. Okay. And for everybody else in the comments. Is there any other place you'd rather be tonight?
Absolutely not.
Bobby Swede in the house. Norse.
Riley Norsefius is here. He actually showed up on time again. And that's like 2 shows in a row, dude. Way to go. Sonny is back. Good evening, Skull for Life Barber. Good evening, my friend. Ant is in the house as well. Good evening, everybody. Those of you who just watched that team from Wisconsin beat the Washington Commanders.
Eckler looks like he injured his Achilles tonight.
Eckler went out. Sounds like an Achilles injury. If it is an Achilles injury, he's likely done for the year, obviously.
Right. And he's getting up there in age his running back age is getting up there as well.
Yeah, he's got to be, about 30, 32, somewhere in there?
Yeah, I was somewhere in there, I would imagine, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, your boy's got new internet over here. No more popping in and out.
Check this out. Brunswick is actually full speed now.
Smooth.
Broke down and got Starlink, so he's now up to speed with everybody else. Indeed. That's great. Skull for Life Barber coming to Minnesota in the morning, going to Skull Fest, I assume.
Sweet.
One of these years we're going to get down there. It's not going to work for me this weekend, but I hope everybody that's going down there is going to have a great time. It always sounds so much freaking fun. I'm jealous every year that we don't get to go, but
you know what, Rhino? Honestly, with the way this week has gone and the way it's kind of sucked the energy out of me, it feels really good to be here tonight with everybody in the comment section.
It really does.
Just to get back to normal and kind of get back into Vikings football with how this week has went. So
yep.
I'm just going to leave it at that for now, and let's keep going. Let's have a fun time.
So since we're starting out on a little bit of a sour note, let's hit the news here first. We'll do that. We'll wrap up the Bears game, then we'll roll into the Falcons preview and then do our predictions at the end of the show here again.
The pecker glazing this year has been horrible since the offseason started.
It happens every fucking year. It doesn't matter. I mean, they could lose 12 players and the national media still riding their jock as a fucking Super Bowl favorite. I hope that doesn't mean you did, Nick. And we can't get laid off because we don't get paid for this. So, Yeah.
We lay ourselves off when needed, which isn't very
Right.
often.
Packers not that good. Commanders just suck. I expected more out of Washington tonight, but I didn't get to
Daniels did
watch
not look good.
I didn't get to
Daniels did
watch
not
the
look
entire
good.
game, but it seemed like they were disinterested for a good portion of that. Which, sorry to hear that, Nick. Hopefully,
Hopefully you're eligible for unemployment. Let's just keep
hopefully
it
get
at
something
that.
figured out there. That's never a good thing. But anyway, yeah, Green Bay beat Washington tonight, so that takes that out of our prediction segment for later. But let's roll into some news here first. Of course, the curse of Soldier Field reared its ugly fucking head on Monday night.
Once again, what a
What a
odd,
shithole.
well, that absolutely, and I think that had to do a lot with Darisaw not going. Honestly,
I firmly believe that's the reason why. One of the may not be the only reason, but probably one of the big reasons why they
I
didn't.
believe it's a huge reason as to why Darisaw.
Because you're playing in a fucking cow pasture.
Right.
I mean, Chris Hockey from K-Fan had showed a video like 4 hours before the game. There were guys out there with their freaking stomper things, and you could literally see all the seams. They had 5 concerts in that stadium the week before the football game.
Right.
Put that sod down like 2 days before.
Good to hear that, Norse.
Absolutely. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Joey Browner going through some medical issues, and they've been doing some stuff. Tommy Kramer's been big on helping out and stuff like that. But a Vikings legend going through some tough times. So, keep that. I guess you guys' thoughts. And if you can help out in any way possible, absolutely do so.
Buddy, do you really have to fucking sit here and chew your bone in the room while I'm on podcast? All I hear is him gnawing on a fucking bone over back there behind me.
That annoys me. My dog sits there and goes the whole freaking
Yep,
time.
it's either gnawing on the bone or licking his nuts, one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So
better gnawing on his nuts than licking on his bone, I guess. But
right.
It's after 10:30. We can say some shit like
that's
that.
Right.
But anyway, let's get off, pull ourselves back on the road here a little bit, and of course, again, we're talking about the cow pasture that is Soldier Field. Linebacker Blake Cashman and running back Ty Chandler both went on short-term IR today.
As much as I like Blake Cashman, and as great as a player as he is, the dude just cannot stay healthy. This is going back to his Jets days. I love Blake Cashman, don't get me wrong. But you know what? Thank God we have Eric Wilson.
Yeah. But, those two went on IR today. So corresponding roster moves to filled up. Wide receiver Tim Jones and tight end Nick Vanette activated up to the active roster. And then we signed cornerback Tyreek Funderburk.
Oh, I like the name.
Yeah, and linebacker Sione Taki to the practice squad.
Taki
Fidela.
Close.
Okay, good enough. And then, of course, also as it sits right now, cornerback Jeff Okuda and edge rusher,
another guy that can't stay healthy,
Andrew Van Ginkel, both currently in concussion protocol as well from the game on Monday.
Did you see that fucking tumble that Van Ginkel had during the game? Going up to bat that ball down?
I missed it. I haven't had a chance to go back and look for it. I was going to do that, and I got busy. And
he went up to knock a ball down, which he did. He got a hand on it, but it came down right on his shoulder or head area. I mean, he was a ways up in the air. So,
yeah.
Finished the game out, though.
Yeah, hopefully the two of them clear by Sunday night so they can play.
Anything you want. Anything you want.
Samoan law firms, Taki and Tiamani.
I like me some Full Metal Jacket until after boot camp. And then after the boot camp, everything's kind of boring after that.
Yeah, kind of just goes to hell after that. But
yep.
But anyway, that's the big news. Of course, other than that, we just saw Austin Eckler likely tearing his Achilles tonight against Green Bay. Big loss there for the Commanders. Norris has no faith in Akuda.
Man, then that leaves us with three corners, as well.
Yeah,
Except for this Thunderhawk guy that we just brought in, I guess. There's no name off the street. Why didn't we just call up Vaughn from the practice squad, honestly?
Well, they put Thunderbunk on the practice squad, so Vaughn, I'm guessing, probably gets activated for Sunday.
There was somebody else that we have on the practice. Do we bring back?
We brought the island of Dr. Moreau is back too. So
that's right. Yep. Honestly,
Rhino. Moreau probably gets activated for
exactly.
Sure.
That's what I was getting at. You know me too well. That's why we do a show together. But I mean, as much as I want to see Vaughn get the call up, yeah, I think Moreau is going to probably get the call up first.
Have to make Moose or DB. I still think it's entirely possible that
I was looking for it originally. Right after
I kind of thought something might happen this week. Being we went after week 1, now the vested veteran things aren't fully guaranteed. Whether they go pluck Shaq Griffin off of the Seahawks practice squad, or maybe give Gilmore a call or something like that.
Or you just see more big nickel.
Yeah, well, there's that too, but and we still Harrison Smith still kind of trending like he might play this week.
And the thing is with Harrison Smith, what the fuck is? I mean,
it's a physical. It's a physical thing. He said it's a physical injury. He didn't disclose what it was, but he said it was something physical. But he's just trying to get back into the swing of it now. Now I was listening.
Though? Atlanta's receivers really don't scare me at all.
Yeah, other than
you got your
Drake London, who is sounds like he's
McLeod is pretty good too.
McLeod's pretty good, but we'll talk about that in a minute here. But
right,
let's go through the Bears game here and wrap that up quick before we move on to the Falcons. What a game! I mean, it started off just god awful for. I think.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say myself. No, you. Yeah. It's like stopping at a Midwest four-way. Everybody's like, "No."
I was going to say something along those lines, skull and roll, but yeah, I'm going to put it up there anyways. That's probably
skull and roll. Hey,
good,
there's a new name. Good evening, welcome to the show. But yeah, it started off really bad. It was obvious, I guess, to me anyway, that they were almost being too cautious with J.J. McCarthy to start things out. It seemed like they had a real short leash, the training wheels wrong kind of thing, and then.
No, he got his preseason snaps in along with 3/4 of the other starters in this game.
And there's that too, yes.
We got away with it. We got away with the rust from these. And hopefully O'Connell learns from that, Hopefully he gives our starters a little bit more time next offseason during the preseason games. Yeah. I think that had a lot to do with it. And then it was I think everybody's saying is all of a sudden after that pick 6, a light switch went on with all the starters and it was game on. That was the team I had envisioned coming into the season, was the team that we seen in that fourth quarter.
Right.
100%.
I mean, we scored 24 points in the fourth quarter, or 21 points in the fourth quarter anyway, but yeah, J.J. McCarthy, the amount of things that he accomplished in that, just basically through that fourth quarter. First quarterback since Steve Young in 1985 to come back from over 10 points down in a fourth quarter of his debut to win. First quarterback since 1950 to do it on the road.
Oh, and who was it that last did it? From the two scored deficit to come back to win?
Steve Young.
Who did I mention my comp was last week to J.J. McCarthy?
Christian Ponder.
No, Steve Young. Y'all remember that in the comment section.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
That's right. I got to get some clout there on that one.
Yeah, well, we'll give Brunswick the point for that one. Also, though, first ever quarterback to account for 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter of his debut. He was 6 of 8 for 87 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. And
walking up to JJ, don't give up on me.
Yeah,
JJ says, I got you.
Yep. And so for all of that, then on Tuesday, he is named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week in his debut game for that. Basically, the refuse to lose, and the kid has not lost a game now since 2022. That semifinal game to TCU. Don't see. Yeah, that's discussing act. That's a very, very good possibility. And then the last thing on JJ McCarthy for this week, after all of his accolades, after all the awards and everything else, the guy missed practice today. Practice. But the reason he missed practice is because his fiance is going into labor. So I haven't heard for sure yet. But JJ McCarthy may be a dad, or if he's not a dad already, he's going to be very soon.
He'll be okay, man. He'll be okay for Sunday. I'm not
massive.
worried about him.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
I guarantee he's got that iPad. He's probably between it.
Yeah, but between contractions, he's reading plays and everything else. No, but yeah. So, if not, congratulations, advanced congratulations to JJ McCarthy on becoming a dad. Now let's just hope that the kid doesn't keep him up all night. And
that offense really started rolling once they started feeding Jordan Mason on the regular.
Yep. And Jordan Mason may already have taken over the RB1 spot.
And I think a lot of that has to go. I mean, we literally watched that offensive line gel throughout the first game. I believe that offensive line was night and day from first half into the second half.
Other than School had a horrible. He had a horrible game pass blocking.
Fucking throw Rouse out there. I don't even want to see School out there again.
I think they bring Darisaw back this week.
I agree.
At home on the turf, everything else, good field conditions. I think Darisaw's back because you want to get a little bit of time underneath him before he has to face Trey Hendrickson next week. So I think.
Oh, Donovan Jackson. I don't know if you got this in your notes as well, which I'm probably sure you do.
Donovan
what a great rookie
debut. He was my next line item here. 0 pressures given up in his debut, an 88.1 PFF pass blocking rating. His overall rating, I think, was 89.
I think he was the best offensive lineman rookie of the week this week, to be honest.
I think he was like the best guard period of the week.
That might be as well. We might have someone special here on our hands.
That dude was out there throwing guys around like a bouncer at a strip club with a guy who just got too handsy up in Sniffer's Row. I mean,
his body has the perfect framework for the said position of guard. I mean, and I just love it. I love that pick that we got the first round with Jackson, and I love what I'm seeing out of him as a rookie.
Yeah, I mean, if game one is any indication, we got a hit there. I mean, the guy played his ass off.
And then you slip in Christian Darisaw this coming weekend, and it's going to be it's going to go, the expectations are higher.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you finally get the entire offensive line together.
I am worried about Ryan Kelly this week, though.
He's got a toe injury. He didn't practice
he plays.
today.
I think he plays.
I think he does too, unless it's really bad. But
right.
Well, I mean, even look at Ty Chandler.
He did come back.
Even look at Ty Chandler. Apparently, he injured himself in like the first or second quarter and didn't say anything to anybody. And that kick return at the end of the game was instrumental in the Vikings winning that game because, you saw it on the video. He looks over at the sidelines when he catches it, and O'Connell's like, "Bring it out, bring it out, bring it out," and he runs it out, gets it past the 2-minute warning, and
yep. Stupidest thing that Santos could have done.
Apparently he was supposed to kick it out of the back of the end zone and just didn't. Well,
it's easy to throw your kicker under the bus if you have to, I guess.
It is.
Zimmer did it all the time.
Yeah. So, was Ben Johnson just covering his own ass, or was it actually a fuck up by Santos? I don't know.
Right. And that's funny because right when everybody expected the wheels to just fall off that game, I mean, a lot of us were sitting there. I was waiting for some McCarthy magic, which we ended up getting. But I was also a little anxious. But the thing is, what I'm getting
I wasn't. I really wasn't. I was remarkably calm watching that.
I was
first
too.
half.
I was as well. I was waiting for the McCarthy magic. I had mentioned it a couple times to you and a couple times to my brother as well. But the thing is when the wheels normally would have fallen off for this team during the game, you got who was it that went back to the tent and couldn't get in there because Ryan Kelly was in there?
It was Cashman.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what the fuck is going on here? You can't even get in the tent because we already got somebody else in there. So, and it was shortly after that is when I believe McCarthy led us to our first touchdown drive. So,
Mm-hmm. Well, that at the end of the first half, that pass to Naylor that got him down and got that field goal, Will Reichert tying the longest field goal in the history of Soldier Field, 59 yards. They got us at 6 points at the half. That really was I think the spot where things started to turn around for the team. So
yeah, I love this play as well.
yeah, I did too.
That both trenches are just nasty. We go from being finesse last year to just straight up nasty this year on both sides of the trenches.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of nasty, how about Javon Hargrave this game? That guy was a fucking force.
Give Javon Hargrave his flowers, but this defense was over pursuing quite a bit, but eventually they're going to start getting home. I mean, I think it had a lot to do with just the first game and just being that excited.
And I mean, for all of Caleb Williams' faults, he is very elusive and very athletic.
That's just it.
So
yes.
You saw that one where Jonathan Allen had him dead to fucking rights, and he stepped out of it, and Allen's just sitting there. Oh,
Allen was so pissed.
Damn,
pissed. Yeah. And Grenard was in there a few times too.
We should have had like 7 or 8 sacks that game.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I posted on our Facebook page. When they start coming, they're gonna start coming pretty fast and quick.
Yep.
And I'm scared for Michael Penix this weekend.
Well, yeah, and we'll get into that in a little bit here too. But yeah, Penix, that was a big knock on Penix in college, is he doesn't handle the blitz very well.
You're just gonna fucking tee off on him. And the thing is Brian Flores, I believe he wanted to just send 4. He was very adamant about just sending 4 until his back was against the wall and he was forced to send 5. And that's when things really started to happen on that defense.
Then he's like, and once he started sending that extra person, that's when Caleb Williams started melting.
Right. It was a night and day performance by Caleb Williams too, from first half to second half.
Mm-hmm.
So,
otherwise, defense, Isaiah Rodgers on DJ Moore most of the night. 1 target, 0 receptions. So it was a great
that's
game.
Isaiah Rodgers, man.
Great game by Isaiah Rodgers.
Yep. Murph, on the other hand, had a little up and
down. Murph had a pretty I'll agree with that 100%, Norris. I'm not giving any dude flowers. We'll give him a beer.
I'm not giving him actual flowers. It's a fucking
Trey flowers?
It's a saying.
But you don't give dudes flowers. It's just not a thing.
Well, I'm not going to say give him a handy either.
Give him a beer.
There you go. Give it.
All right. So the one other one I want to hit before we put a bow on the Bears game. How about Miles Price?
Yeah. It's good to have a fucking punt returner that's competent.
68 punt return yards. I think he had 22 on kick returns as well. But just some numbers here. I posted this on our Gallerhorn group. On our buddy Drew Bunting had posted for his game balls thing the other day. If you're a member there, you probably saw that. But Miles Price had 68 return yards in the punt game on Sunday.
That 1 yard short of being.
In comparison, here are the punt return totals for the last 5 seasons. 2024, we had 164 total yards for a 17-game season.
So we got 1/3 of that just in
Monday
night.
Game.
Yep.
2023 was a better year. We had 289 punt return yards. 2022, very similar to 2024, we had 167. 2021, we had 206, so it was a little bit better. And 2020, we had a grand total for the entire season of 69 yards.
Right. We were 1 yard short.
1 yard up. So, and we saw how much of a difference that made
The
during this game
the
because
patience and Price as well.
right. But I mean, we were starting with the ball on the 35 to 40, 45-yard line
I think one
instead of
time
at
we had
the
it at the
20, at the
50.
15. Yeah,
I think one time we had it at the 50. The
pretty
field
close.
positions is huge in the
Especially
game.
with
So,
especially with a young quarterback and stuff trying to get you. I mean,
and
you
you gotta
basically by doing that eliminate the need to get
well,
at least one
especially when
first
you got a
down.
kicker that can nail a 59-yard field goal.
Yeah.
So I like the way he was patient and set up his blocks on punt returns, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna house one this year.
Yeah, I was just going to say that was going to be an bonus bold prediction that was just going to bring up Miles Price will house at least one punt this year.
Oh, that was on my predictions last week too. But yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah, you did mention that. Okay. Regardless. All right. So, anything else you want to bring up about the Bears game before we move on?
Will Reichard.
Yeah.
Everybody's worried about him in the offseason. He looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
He's back.
he was a
He's
big part
back
of
to
that
the
win
old.
too.
Will
That
the
was a
Thrill has
huge.
returned.
There was a huge special teams play to end the half, going into the second half. It was nailing that 59-yard field goal to end the half. That was huge.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm pumped.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So let's move on to the preview of the Sunday night football, a second primetime game in a row. Minnesota Vikings home opener against the Atlanta Falcons, US Bank Stadium, 7:00 Sunday night on NBC.
Are the Bears really ass, or are we just that good, Bob?
Caleb Williams is ass.
I mean, if he could play like he did in the first half consistently, he's going to give teams problems. But that's what worries me. Is that it doesn't worry me.
But teams saw again. He did to me. Caleb Williams didn't look like he has learned a thing from last year. Very slow to process. He can't play in structure.
Doesn't listen to coaching. Does not take coaching very well at all.
And
his way or the highway.
There was that one spot. I think it was after when Caleb went 10 for 10, and he went with like 3 straight incompletions or whatever it was.
And those misses were bad misses.
If you were good at reading lips, go back and watch Ben Johnson's lips on.
What I tell you right about Tyson Bagent? I would not be surprised to see Bagent by the end of the year if Caleb Williams keeps up the charade.
To my personal opinion, and I don't care if Bears fans are going to get pissed at me or not, but Tyson Bagent is a better fit for Ben Johnson's system than Caleb Williams is.
Exactly. Yes.
Bears D is going to be a top 10 unit all said and done. I mean, they had a lot of guys out this weekend or last weekend, but if you watch some of the breakdowns and stuff, I know our buddy Tyler Fornes brought this up. I think Thor Nystrom brought it up as well. If Christian Darrisaw was playing left tackle on Monday night, this game probably wouldn't have even been close because there was those 2 sacks, especially early on, that McCarthy took. He had Naylor open that probably would have been a touchdown on one of them. And the other one, there was enough open. There was, I forget who it was that was open as well, but he just didn't have time and he got tripped up to get it.
And that Bears defense really did a good job game planning against JJ, which was also said by the Mannings on the Manning cast. They were disguising things fairly well.
Well, there was that
game.
There was that on the. I think it may have been the pick 6. They even confused Peyton Manning. He said, "I've been in this for 20 some years." He said, "I thought that they were doing man coverage and they pulled zone, and that's now." Today, I know Justin Jefferson came out and he said after watching the tape back, he said, "I kind of fucked up on that interception." He said he should have taken 2 more steps before making his cut. But also, you look at that, and McCarthy telegraphed it to Jefferson the whole entire time. If he'd looked off,
it was ugly. It was ugly.
If he would have looked off Jefferson, Naylor was streaking down the sideline wide open. That would have been a touchdown.
And that's something that he will see. I guarantee it.
He'll get there.
Yep.
He's basically a rookie. There's going to be times when he's going to stare down wide receivers and bad shit like this is going to happen. I mean, we have to prepare ourselves for this because he's a young quarterback. No matter how much we hype him up and how much we think he's going to be great in the future, he's going to have some bumps in the road.
It's
Now,
all how he bounces back. It's
right,
that's the story of his career, him
right,
bouncing back from his
and
mistakes.
historically, even in his limited time with the Vikings, we saw his first game ever against the Raiders last year. He threw that interception, then turned right around, came back, and threw 3 touchdowns after that. His throwing motion has a new weird thing going on. Well, the touchdown to Justin Jefferson, I don't know if that's the one you're talking about.
He was getting nailed on the shin or something.
Well, it was extremely awkward throw, but he rifled it in there like a freaking missile.
Missile.
Yes, but Jordan Mason actually stepped on him while he was in the process of throwing it because Mason was blocking and got pushed back into him.
Who had a hell of a good night pass blocking, by the way, Mason did.
Yeah.
Pass protecting.
Right. But so anyway, let's move on to the Falcons game here. Again, Sunday Night Football. Our old buddy Kirk Cousins will be coming back, but albeit as a backup. So likely does not see the field unless something happens to Michael Penix. But a couple things from there. Drake London dealing with I believe it's a shoulder injury. Now, they said today that they expect him to play. It's still a up in the air kind of thing.
Who was that?
Drake London.
Oh, okay.
He got hurt on Sunday, but they say he should be, or that they expect him to play anyway, whether that's just smoke or whether it's Penix lost his right tackle for the season, and he's blind. Yeah, that's the thing. Michael Penix is a lefty. We have to remember that, so everything's kind of backwards on him.
Hit him in the Penix.
Yeah, there you
go. Swede. Right in his Penix.
Right in his Penix.
Right.
Well, half the time the Atlanta Falcons media staff still gets it wrong. I've seen Michael Penis Jr. many more times than I really care to see it on some of this stuff. So,
you know what? One of my concerns was how the run defense was going to be, the rush defense. Or the defense was going to be against the run, and we looked really good Monday night.
Well, I mean, Allen and Hargrave are good run defenders. I mean,
and you could see the difference in the interior pass rush from this year to last year.
Or
from last year to this year.
Between Allen and Hargrave on Monday night, they had 13 pressures.
Right.
For the season last year, Harrison Phillips, who I love me some Harrison Phillips, but between him and Jonathan Bullard, they had 21 for the entire season.
Yeah, Swift is mid. I mean, he's an upper mid.
He is. I think. Well, he
had a hell of a day against us a couple of years ago when he was with the Eagles.
Yeah, but ever since he left the Eagles, he's mid at best. But yeah, so other than that, I mean, talking about the Falcons' weapons they have, they got Bijan Robinson.
There you
go. Now, we did a really good job for the most part against Bijan Robinson last year.
Yes, we did. I agree.
So I'm not super worried about him.
He had a bigger day receiving this last week than when he did rushing. So.
Yeah. They've got the unicorn, of course, at tight end. I'm not concerned there. We talked about Drake London. If he plays, he's not going to be at 100%. So their other wide receivers are Darnell Mooney, who's a decent receiver.
He can be,
Yeah, and then Ray McLeod, who's...
I like me some Ray McLeod, but...
He's a decent player. He's a wide receiver 3. I mean, he's not a...
Yeah. The wide receiver group over there in Atlanta, like I mentioned earlier, is nothing to write home about. So,
yeah.
And Kyle Pitts is yet to to be the Kyle Pitts we all thought he was coming out of college. So
Yeah. On the defensive side of things,
I think their defense is a little bit better than their offense.
yeah, I mean, their main pass rusher is Leonard Floyd, who's been around forever.
And they got Bates over there still at safety, I believe. So
Yeah, well, and speaking of safeties, the guy that you and I both badly wanted, Xavier Watts, had himself a hell of a first week.
he's a hell of a fucking player.
He is, and it's showing right there. And I still maintain the Vikings were going to take him, and then Atlanta jumped right
I
at the end
agree.
and took him.
I think so too.
So Watts is going to be a guy to keep an eye on because he
There
has,
was another a Watts fan in here too. One of the comments. I think it might have been Norse that was a big Watts fan as well.
yeah.
So,
Of course, with Blake Cashman being out for the next 4 weeks, Eric Wilson will get to start. He will have the green dot, which I think is a much better idea than having Ivan Pace with the dot.
Wilson's always been that truly borderline starter type of guy. Every time he comes on the field, he's always around the football. Going back to his first stint here, I always thought he could have been a starter, So, he's probably one of the better fill-in linebackers in the league, in my opinion.
I think Grady Jarrett is someplace else, and it seems to me I saw him playing somewhere else this past weekend. Yeah, Norris was the the other Xavier Watts guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a hell of a player at Notre Dame, and I think he's going to be a hell of a player.
He went way too far down in the draft. He should have been drafted a little much higher than he was.
I was taking him in the first round. I mean, we took.
Granted, we got Jonathan Jackson, which is looking to be the right pick too.
Yeah.
So.
And if we'd had a second round pick, we probably would have taken him then. But
this offensive line,
Grady Jarrett. That's right. Yeah, Riley. Grady Jarrett plays for the Bears. That's where I saw him.
This offensive line for the Vikings here they're going to be one of the top 5 units by the year's end, barring health.
Caden Ellis is their best tackler at Atlanta. Yeah, I mean, Atlanta's defense doesn't scare me a whole lot.
The team doesn't scare me a whole lot. I think
we're going to. I mean, one of their starting quarterbacks cornerbacks is Mike Hughes. If that tells you anything.
He got his ass burnt last weekend too.
He's been getting his ass burnt ever since he was here. So
yeah.
Gary, good evening. Speech is up since Monday night in a good way. Yeah. It was a very up and down, but impressive showing at the very end. So yeah,
I think that fourth quarter is a team that we're going to see moving forward throughout the season.
I think so too. Because,
like I said, those first 3 quarters were our starters preseason, and we got away with it. We got lucky and got away with it. And then come fourth quarter, the light switch went off, and that's the team. It was a mirage for the first 3 quarters.
When you've got your basically rookie quarterback going out there after throwing a pick 6 in the fourth quarter down by 11 points in the huddle, when he goes to the guys in there and it's like, is there any place you'd rather be than here right now?
Yeah, like how I started the show, right?
Right.
People wanted to say, how high his ceiling is. To me, the kid doesn't have a ceiling at this point. He does not have a ceiling whatsoever. It's completely open air.
I mean, the sky's the limit.
To come out in your debut and the game end like it did, that confidence that it instilled in JJ and this team, seeing that from a 22-year-old quarterback, man, teams better watch out for the Minnesota Vikings this year and moving forward as well.
Yeah. Norris, this is the exact thing when I brought up when we first started is Michael Penix is his knock on him all the way through college was he didn't deal with pressure well. I mean, he put up huge numbers. The guy's got an absolute cannon for an arm. But if you start pressuring him, he has issues. And there's nobody better at pressuring a quarterback in the league than Brian Flores.
And he has the tools for it this year, especially.
Right. And, some of it depends on, the injuries and stuff and who can play and who can't this weekend. But I foresee
See, I
them.
like this. I like this ant, but for me, it's if you can control the line of scrimmage, is
Yeah,
better way of putting it.
but I think they're probably going to be bringing pressure on Penix early and often.
I think Flores is going to continue to try to get the pressure home with just 4 until he's forced to do the blitz. But that's the beauty of a Flores defense is that I'm just here talking. He's going to do whatever the fuck he wants. If he wants
Right.
to blitz every play throughout the whole game, he's going to do it. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I think ideally Flores wants to be able to get home with 4
Oh, he does because he'd rather play
and play
little man.
coverage.
He'd rather play man and coverage. And
Hey, we got Chevy Chase in here.
hey, there we go. Could
Oh
pressure better
yeah,
than Brian Flores. Easy peasy.
that's about the biggest joke I think I've seen.
Yeah, well, we'll go with that. But Brian Flores, of course, being the master of the pressure. I mean, nobody sends more blitzes in the NFL than Brian Flores does. But
Tyler Algier isn't too bad of a backup running back.
yeah,
No,
I
he's
mean,
no, and Bijan still hasn't lived up to the hype he had coming out. So
yeah. Actually, I
there's
mean,
that too.
actually, we had more problems with Algier last year than we did with
We did,
Robinson.
we did. But yeah, Bijan hasn't really, and either is Gianti. He had a horrible fucking weekend with the Raiders. This 2 yards of carry for Gianti in his start. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Bijan hasn't lived up to the hype that I expected out of him coming out of college.
No, I mean now.
Jamar Gibbs is by far and away the better running back so far as the careers go between those guys in the same draft year.
Yeah,
So
Chevy. We'll take your word for that, my friend.
that's great.
Yeah. Anything else you want to hit on the Falcons thing before we look at the keys to the game here?
No, not really.
All right, then let's roll right into the keys to the game where we give
I'm
our
just gonna
opinions on
hit
what
on
the
this. It's
Vikings.
way, way, way too early to determine that.
Yeah, you can't say that about anybody after one game, but
And Ant, you're right here. Yes,
yeah,
I give you the props there. Yes, you guys gotta give him a little bit of time.
yep. But anyway, keys to the game. What we think the Vikings need to do in order to come out victorious Sunday night. As
I think it's
always,
already been said by everybody
yeah.
in here.
But
Get it.
if you have any extra keys, throw them out there, Lance.
Coverage is gonna be huge against Penix, who is known to be able to throw it all over the field and touch every blade of grass. Coverage is gonna have to be there, but along with all of our smart commenters and the people watching the show, number one thing is get after Penix. Make him miserable back there, which I believe, that's what I said coming out of Chicago, is that I feel bad for Penix. He's going to be shitting his pants on
Mm-hmm.
Sunday. I truly believe that. And it all starts, what should have happened in Chicago this last week of defense, it all starts on Sunday against Atlanta, for me, in my opinion, moving forward. So I could see us easily getting between 7 to 10 sacks on Penix alone on Sunday.
Wow.
So yeah, I know. Wow, right. But the dude he ran a fast 40, but the thing is his athleticism doesn't translate with that speed to me.
He's
You know,
athletic, but he's not anywhere near as mobile as Caleb Williams is.
I'd compare his mobility to that of Sam Darnold. As far he wants to stay in the
Yeah,
pocket and
probably
pass it.
fair.
But
He can get out and run if he has to, but he doesn't
right.
really. That's not his game.
It's not his forte. Yes.
Right.
But if we start making
It's
life
not
miserable
Matt's forte either, but
if we can make life miserable for Penix, that's the number one thing.
yep.
And then just holding up in coverage. But when you only got to cover for 4 to 5 seconds, that helps out the coverage a long ways as well. And that's going to get figured out throughout as the season moves on as well. Once we get to week 6, week 7, after that bye, this defense should be running on all cylinders. And it might even be before then because this is year 3 in this defense. So
yeah.
JJ just continued to build off of that fourth quarter that you had there. And man, start feeding Mason. I don't even want to dilly-dally with this running back 1, running back 2 thing. Jordan Mason, to me, has shown that he deserves to get the majority of carries. I like that, and then sprinkle some Aaron Jones in there. And there was a couple plays I seen that they did have Mason and Jones on the field at the same time against the Bears.
Because they were splitting out Aaron Jones out wide. I mean, that the touchdown pass, and then there was another couple of swing passes that they threw to Aaron Jones, and
they will be, Steven. I guarantee that.
I believe so
they're going to
too.
be loud. Wait until they see McCarthy coming out, but really, I think they're going to really cheer loudly for Thielen coming out of that tunnel. When they name off the players and they run out, it's going to get loud for Thielen in there.
Yeah, Gary. Last I heard, they expect him to play. Now I heard earlier in the week that he wasn't probably not going to, but today they said they expect him to. So I don't know if that's just smoke or. I think he'll be a game time decision, but we'll find out, I guess.
I like this take, Ant. You're saying a lot of good things tonight. I like this take. Mm-hmm. I could see that too.
I mean, he was a ball hawk in training camp.
During training camp, yeah.
It
might have even been more than that.
I think he had him on like 3 consecutive days there for a while at one point. But for me, yeah, I mean, you hit on most of what I was going to show here.
I think there's going to be a lot of swarming to the ball.
I do too.
And I see Eric Wilson having a big day, at linebacker. And I see a lot of pass rushing out of Ivan Pace this game too, as that extra pass rusher.
Right, because, with Eric Wilson, being the off-ball and running with the green dot, you can unleash Pace and let him do his thing. So he's not back there trying to set everything up and then go do it, So I think that's going to work out well.
I'd like to see Turner's name pop up. Oh, wow. As I say it, Gary Jewett mentions his name. That's crazy.
And that's very possible, especially if Van Ginkel cannot.
If he can't go,
if he can't get out of concussion protocol.
This is Turner's chance to really step into those shoes.
Yeah, and if that happens, then you're going to have Bo Richter and Gabe Murphy. You're going to get pulled up, plus Chas Chambliss, who's already on the active roster.
Fucking ride Mason. Yes.
That was my second point. Unleash Jordan Mason. Just, we showed in that, and that was a big part of how we won the game against Chicago, is because we actually had a running game.
And that all started with Jordan Mason.
It did, because we started wearing them.
The thing is that Jordan Mason's running ability will help Aaron Jones' running ability, is my opinion. You don't start with Aaron Jones. You start with Mason and then bring in Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
You don't start with Aaron Jones.
Because Jordan Mason is going to pound the shit out of people.
Set the tone, Rhino, is the words that we're looking for there.
Absolutely.
And then you complement Mason setting the tone with an Aaron Jones.
Yep.
You're really going to fuck up some people with that play action.
Yep. My final take is take the training wheels off McCarthy and let him play. I brought this up earlier with the Chicago game, as they were trying to be.
I did see that.
Yeah. It's kind of that variation of the NASCAR package. You put multiple edge rushers out on the field at the same time. And
Schooley's not playing this weekend. I'm not yelling at you, Riley. Not that it matters or nothing.
No, I think Darisaw goes this weekend.
No, yeah, Darisaw is going to be 100%, I believe, 100% going to go.
Yep. Chandler's out. Who's the kick returners? It's probably going to be Ty Felton's going to be your kick returner, I think. And they may put Miles Price out there too.
And, I heard that Price is dealing with a little bit of a knee injury too as well, which I don't really care to hear, but it's funny.
Again, we're back to the fucking cow pasture that is Soldier Field.
Right. It's funny, Kevin O'Connell, after that first fucking smack that Price took coming into the game, when the first kickoff and Price just got nailed by Chicago, O'Connell said, "You scared?" And Price looked at O'Connell right in the eyes and said, "Nothing scares me. Or I'm not scared of anything."
Not a boy.
And that's, yeah. So, all right, I think, he said, "Isn't it good to get that first one out of the way? Now you don't have to be scared." And Price looked at him and said, "I'm not scared of anything."
Yeah.
I love that mentality from a player.
And then when Price got the game ball in the locker room afterwards, first thing he said is, "No, I got to thank my blockers for setting me up."
Yes, I love it. I love the culture here. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful, beautiful things.
Price again, Bruce Manee.
Contusion.
Yes.
He's got a knee contusion.
Contusion. All right. So those are our keys to the game. So let's wrap up the show tonight with our predictions segment, where we look at not only, of course, the Minnesota Vikings game for the upcoming weekend, but also the other games with NFC North implications.
I'm glad we don't have to see Chicago again this year as far as their field goes.
Yeah.
Yes, we got to play them again, but not at their house.
Yep.
So, and look what we did to Caleb Williams last year at our house.
Well, and he had another one of those freaking sideline moments. I saw the screenshot. He was.
I got a meme on my phone right now of Caleb. There's played us 3 times, and all 3 times he's laying down on the bench was the first time he played against
another
us.
one is flat on his back. The one
that I hit the planking, right.
Right. The one that I use every time Bears fans start talking shit, I just throw that in the comments and they shut up. But
you know what tells you enough about Caleb Williams last year? I can recall one play. He gets knocked down, and he's putting his hands up for somebody to grab it, and everybody just walks by to help him up off the field. You can't get up, you pussy. You do not want to see that when it comes to the quarterback of your team.
No,
and none of the players even want to help him up off the turf.
Yeah.
You will never see that
tells
when it comes
you
to McCarthy here in Minnesota.
That tells you something right there.
No. What's that?
I said that tells you something right there.
Right. And like I said, you will never see that when it comes to McCarthy here.
No.
So I love it. Yeah,
all
just still staring up at the ceiling, just looking.
All right. So anyway, predictions. Of course, we cannot predict the Green Bay Washington game because that one is already in the books. Unfortunately, Green Bay comes out victorious tonight. I still don't know if Green Bay is that good or
no.
I mean, I think
tell you what, Ryan.
I think they're a good team. No, I'm not either, but I think they're a decent team, and I think they're a playoff team, and I predicted they were going to make the playoffs as a wild card.
They're overrated. Jordan Love.
Well, they're always overrated, but I still think they're a decent team.
I think Detroit's window is we said in the offseason, both of us, that window is shut. Slammed shut.
And I brought this up last week when we did our predictions. I said Detroit is going to have problems, and Dan Campbell is going to get exposed for the fraud that I hate using the word fraud, but
yeah,
they looked terrible last week against Green Bay.
It's kind of funny because all 3 of those guys went on to lose their games. Their week 1 games with Glenn losing his, with Johnson losing his, and
Aaron Glenn
Campbell losing his.
The Jets should have won that game if it wasn't.
It was a good game. It was a good game. Yeah,
I was surprised how well Rodgers played, honestly, but
he looked good. He did. He looked good. That's probably one of the better games he's had in over 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So,
but anyway, back to the second game. The Chicago Bears go to Detroit to face the Lions.
Oh, this is another week where it'll be pretty fairly quick predictions week.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears go. I look for the Bears to pull out the win. I look for Detroit to I don't know, man. Like I said, that they had their 2-year window there and it slammed shut. I think they could end up at the bottom of the division.
Yeah. This is a tricky game for me because
hey Zealy. I don't know.
Yeah. Detroit should win this game. But they looked absolutely terrible. The offense couldn't do anything last weekend. Their defense didn't do much better. Ben Johnson's going to have a little added incentive, I think, to go back in there and stick it to his former team.
Schwartzy, is that you? I'm not sure. But anyways, hello to you.
But again, Caleb Williams is the X factor here. I mean, if they start getting pressure on Caleb Williams, I don't see it going well. But I'm going to take Chicago in this one. I think it's going to be close.
Yeah,
but
Chicago, for sure.
24-21, something like that, maybe.
I could see it. I mean, and Detroit fans, I don't even know between the two fans,
Detroit fans are the most insufferable fan base
I
in the
think
NFC
Chicago needs
North right
this
now.
win more than Detroit does, to be honest with you.
Well,
Either way, whoever loses this game, you're going to see a lot of fans start to throw in the towel already.
yeah.
So
I think it's going to be it's going to be a bad game all the way around. But I'll give Chicago the edge here, just because I don't trust Detroit at all right now. I don't trust Chicago either, but and then of course the creme de la creme, the nightcap on Sunday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings in this home opener hosting the Atlanta Falcons.
I think we win this game by double digits, Rhino. I really do. I don't even think it's close. I think if our defense can continue to grow or continue to get better, I shouldn't even say grow. By this time, they should know what they're doing. It's 3 years in, like I've mentioned earlier in the podcast. But if this defense can hold the teams to 17 points or less, we should have no issues beating anybody. So
well,
I look for this to be a double digit win.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's
we beat them 42 to 24 last year,
something like that.
Yep. And that was with Kirko running the show too.
Right.
So,
and I mean, you look at last week, we played like ass for 3 quarters and still scored 27 points. So
now if it's a close game and we're not doing much, then my concern level is going to go up a little bit. But I just don't see that. I think this team's going to start. I think the Vikings are going to start rolling. And I mean,
yeah, I would agree.
We're going to be a hard beat. It's going to be hard to beat our team.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think this is probably like I'll say like a 31-17 game, something like that.
I think even worse than that, 31-13. I like that. I like that, Gary. I like that. I see.
I'll take that in a heartbeat. I'm being a little. I don't want to get too overboard.
You know how much O'Connell loves to keep these games close.
Right. There is that.
But he's good at pulling out the win, though. I mean, you can't. He's 29 and I think like 29-7 in one score games. So
something like that, yeah.
Something along those lines.
But so anyway, that's
I don't. No, they did have on defense a couple of offside or neutral zone infractions, I believe.
1 or 2, I think. Offense, I don't think did.
I think Hargrave had at least 1 neutral zone infraction. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Offensively, delay games.
So. We had
having a hard time getting the play-in on time and getting everybody lined up at the line of scrimmage. So that's something he's got to work on as well.
Yeah, but as far as false starts and stuff, I don't think so.
That'd be great. Yeah. In relief.
Right, in relief. School
McCarthy.
Had a false
Not
start.
because McCarthy got hurt.
He might have I don't remember. I know he had a holding penalty, but I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Schooley's not playing on fucking Sunday night. I do not want to see Schooley. He's just another Rashad Hill or Oli Udo. I don't want to see him. I'd rather see Walter Rouse get a shot before you see Schooley get back in there again.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with him at all.
He was awful. He was awful.
Yeah. Anything else you want to hit before we call her tonight?
I don't believe so.
All right. With that, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight on a late night show. Great discussion as always in the chat. Thank you guys so much for always joining us for these live shows. We love it. We enjoy talking football with you guys. It's why we do what we do. And I'm going to close the show out with this comment. I'm not meaning anything to be political here, so please don't take it as such, but we're dealing with some very dark times in our country right now. Today, of course, being the 24th anniversary of the 9/11 disaster. So, we've got that. And then, of course, the assassination of Charlie Kirk yesterday. I don't care what your political beliefs are, whether you're on the right, whether you're on the left, whether you're in somewhere in between, but it is completely unacceptable for you to end somebody's life because you disagree with what that person says.
Or finding joy in it.
Yeah, and that's probably the even more sickening part of it is the amount of people that I've seen on social media the last 2 days that are celebrating this.
I love
I'm
it, Chevy.
I'm sorry if you were celebrating the unaliving of somebody just because they have a different belief system than you do. You need to get some help. We need to come together as a country. 9/11 is a perfect example. How
Coming
this country
together.
how this country came together on the 12th of September and going forward with that. What has happened in this last 24 years?
Whatever happened to those good old days when tragedies would make a nation come together? Where now it's
Right.
splitting us
Now,
apart.
yeah, tragedies just breed more divisiveness nowadays, and we need to get away from that. We need to go back to having those just the civil discourse, debating and talking differences.
Social media has a lot to do with it.
It does, and there's a lot of other stuff that I don't want to get into because, like I said,
Right.
I don't want to
Right.
make this political in any way, shape, or form. I just, I
Exactly.
just
It's not.
want to
We don't have that platform
listen.
for a reason, but we're just rest in peace, Charlie Kirk.
Yep, Josh, exact, and that's the thing. We got to get back to loving each other,
100%,
and
Josh.
being fine with people with people being having different ideas than you.
Agree to disagree.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you, Riley. Exactly right. And I can't say it any better than that. So with that, we will call it out.
Fantastic. Exactly what we wanted to see out of all of our viewers and
Yes,
what we
and
expect
I
to see
knew
out
I
of you
could count on you guys to to come through with this like this. And Gary, this is perfectly said here as well too. Even down to the Packers suck. That's absolutely perfect.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
we can't do any better than that. So with that, thank you so much, guys. Go hug your family. Play with your kids. Kiss your
Tomorrow's never
wife.
promised. Tomorrow's never
Tomorrow, no,
promised.
it is not. And live every day like it's your last because you never know when it is. And
I'm
that's
gonna be
all I can
pissed
say
off
about it. But
if I go before this Vikings game. I tell you what. That's the one thing
yeah,
that I would be most frustrated about with leaving was not being able to see this Vikings team play again. So
right. We're back to that one before we die. So that is.
right,
But
exactly. I love
with
this
that,
team.
with that, take us home, Lance, and we'll call it a night.
Yeah, I love this team. I like I said, I would be really, really upset and frustrated if God, you know, took my life before it was too late or too early and missing this team play. I just one before I die. Best way to put it.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to seeing you guys all next week after a huge Vikings win against the Atlanta on Sunday night. We'll be back to recap that game and talk about who do we have week 3?
Cincinnati.
Oh, that's right. They don't scare me either, honestly, Rhino. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll let you know. Keep an eye on the pages. We'll let you know what day. With that being said, Aubrey and Millie, if you're out there watching, Dad loves and misses you. Skull.
God bless you all and have a great weekend. And congratulations to JJ McCarthy also on becoming a father. I haven't got the official yet, but just want to put that back out there again. So you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.